Oh, living daylights. Meow, meow, meow. Oh, the living daylights, daylights. I can't do voice and the instruments at the same time. Can't be done. Hey, if my voice sounds is making people go particularly weak at the knees today, it's not because I've been taking night classes at charm school. Hell, I run that class. Ow! Nope, I've got a cold. It's playing havoc with my talking voice. But that's kind of a good thing because, famously, I got my high score at the arse end of a cold, just as it was leaving. So to be honest, since then, I've been doing everything I can to infect myself with other people's illnesses, to try and recreate that particular set of circumstances. Whoop. So hopefully in about 3 days' time, when this awful cold is gone, I'll be ready to kick some ass. Whoa. Yeah, I love it when they cross up like that. Just right, and you think, this isn't going to work. And then it does, and you're like, get out of here. Uh-oh. Take your time. Yeah. For the record, Living Daylights is a great film. I mean, it's not a great film, but by Bond standards, it certainly is. Obviously, it goes without saying that Timothy Dalton is the best Bond. He was dark and serious before it was cool to be dark and serious. I mean, it makes me laugh, but Daniel Craig's Bond is regarded as being unusual for getting away from the quips and whatnot of Moore and Brosnan era. Yeah. When, shit, Timothy Dalton was doing that back in the 80s. And, of course, 90s with my favourite Bond film, License to Kill. Oh yeah. It's so boring here, nothing but playboys and tennis bros. If only I could find a real man. Great end to a great opening scene in Living Daylights. Oh, mother... Not bad first go, I suppose. Gonna try and swear less this time around. Or at least swear better. Yeah, what was I? It's very much, in fact, analogous to the Batman situation. Yeah, that's right, the Batman situation. Everyone goes on about the Dark Knight being so dark. I mean, Timothy Dalton's Batman. And that I would love to see. Michael Keaton's Tim Burton Batman. He was plenty dark, and he would go nuts when required. And it's just he was already plenty dark. So it was only the Joel Schumacher films that screwed that up. In the same way, but it was only the Pierce Brosnan films that wrecking board the badassery of Timothy Dalton. Frickin' Bond films. Of course, GoldenEye, that was a fine film, which I saw at the cinema. And I must say, I haven't even seen the Daniel Craig films, so I stopped going to the cinema, for the most part, some years ago. And I'm sure the first one of his is fine, like they all are, with all the Bonds. But it's just false to pretend that it's unique with being dark and serious and brooding. The thing is, Dalton's Bond could do that, while also having a cracking time. And there were some great, actually, some really great set pieces in Living Daylights, and License to Kill. But the thing is, back then, some films, even like big budget films, still look kind of shoddy at times. Like, the set pieces look good until when you see the baddie chucked out the plane and it looks super cheapo, but that just makes you realise how great the effects are, or not the effects, but how convinced you were beforehand. And I don't know, it was a lot less homogeneous in terms of its effects. They may have been less effective, but to my mind they were more special. Yeah! Comfort morning and the candlelights fade away. I have to say that I do enjoy the Living Daylights sound. Whoop. Musical, you know, credits song, opening credits song. License to Kill has to win that one again, hands down. That's my favourite, even though it's not in my mind right now, I can't remember how it goes. That's certainly my favourite one. Dark night, give me a break. So this is going all, pretty well. If I've got to stop using that. Recently, I've been sat atop a chair like a big boy instead of on a beanbag, and that's, I think, been entirely responsible for my good form. But because I need the chair to put my laptop on to record my voice, I'm right now back on the beanbag. Oh yeah. Ow, ow. Ah. Yeah. What about stand your ground? Don't let... I think they're more scared of you than you are of them. Oh fuck! I knew I was going to do that! And I swore. Bugger it! I knew I was going to do that, so I paid particular attention not to. I think it was by paying attention that it all went to hell. Oh, excuse me. Oh. The living things. Yeah. Also got several good chase, well, a couple of good chase scenes, Living Daylights that is. One involving a cello case, but I don't think anyone who's seen it will forget. Nothing to declare except the cello. I think Dalton was supposed to come back for GoldenEye, but in a way I'm sort of glad he didn't, because he made two great films right there. Oh, not great, but he made two definitely watchable films right there. And the first Bond film is always going to be a good one for a new Bond. I think GoldenEye is an excellent film, by Bond standards. Everything that I say from here on in should have that disclaimer in mind, by Bond standards. Living Daylight is also hilarious in the way that one of the Rambo films is, for the delightfully incongruous Middle Eastern politics that are kind of involved. But what are you going to do? Incongruous with today's climate, I mean. Oh. I'm not even a Bond fan. I don't know why I'm going about Bond. I just woke up this morning with the Living Daylights theme in my theme in my head. What better start to the weekend could there be? So this pattern, which has started, which we're witnessing right now, is quite typical for my play. I'll often start well. Well, there are two basic patterns to your average Rainclouds session of Geometry Wars. One will be what we're seeing right now, which will I start well and then completely lose focus and barely get 100 million for the next 10 minutes, and I slowly play my way back into focus again. Or it'll be a real slow start where every run is jabbed until I decide to start playing well. jab, turkey, assassin. So I was pretty pleased with that 6 billion I got the other day. And the thing that's very frustrating about these scores that I get now and then is that I look at them and I'm really not doing anything special. I mean, beyond anything out of the ordinary. I'm just not making any dumb mistakes. Although of course I did in that one. It's such a bad tactical error. But yeah, what are you gonna do? The important thing is to get them more regularly if I can. And like I say, there weren't any remarkable escapes. There was one. There was quite a bit of luck, I guess, with the placement of some of the gates, which really enabled me to do some damage when I needed it. But again, I have to be making them. There is really nothing extraordinary about it. So I don't know why I can't do it more often. Except, like I say, focus is an issue for me. You stay in focus. Best get out there still. Inside! Now time that out. Hello. So I'm probably the last person on the internet to have watched this, but I was looking for some random Higurashi no Naku Colony anime videos the other day. I've now finished rewatching the series pretty much, but it's so great. I just wanted to see any sort of random fan-made stuff that was going around, and I found one that was a parody or was using the soundtrack from a rather well-known internet video. Oh, excuse me. Called Charlie the Unicorn. And I'd never heard of this before, so I went ahead and researched it like a good little boy. And there are 3 of these videos, as far as I'm aware, which I've been watching most days since. I found it pretty goddamn funny. Charlie the Unicorn. I wonder how much money you make out of having a video that's been watched 62 million times like the first one has. I mean, they're quite old, so I don't know if the payment, the partnership structure or whatever has been different since then. It's changed since then. I wonder how much the big YouTubers really make from it. I mean, really. Do I wonder? Well, I'm not really that interested at all. I'm just making conversation over here. Whoa! Whoa! Yeah! Oh, damn. I was about to comment on that as being a great way to escape. Like, if you find yourself getting bundled into a corner, but you've got a gate that's facing vertically from perspective, vertically downwards from the perspective of the, 90 degrees from the side you're getting penned in on, then you can often make actually mass escape through big clusters of clouds, clusters of blues, by just going in a straight line right through it from the gate, from the explosion that the gate creates. If you look through any of my recent runs, you'll probably see one example of that where I don't die trying to do it, which will be a much more convincing exemplar, methinks, of said manner of escaping. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah! Snake hips. That's another thing about Dalton era Bond.